So I've been a full-time business owner for the past 3 years. And if I could have went back to the beginning, let me tell you, there are definitely some things that I would do a lot differently to avoid a whole lot of headaches and get to my goals faster. Today, I want to share those lessons with you. So if you've been in the game for a while or you're just starting, I'll help you learn something from this. So number one, be consistent with email marketing. So when I first started, I actually did build a list of about 100 people. But the only thing is I didn't know what to do afterwards. Like after they joined the list, okay, what do I do with this list now? So I kind of just sat on that list and then kind of like brought it back maybe like a few years later. But I wish I would have just stayed consistent with the email list and kept growing it and kept giving value in it. Number two, and I feel like this should come to no surprise, but I wish I actually stayed on YouTube. So I don't talk about this very often, but I actually had 2 YouTube channels that I started before this one. The first one I started, I think my first year in college, and it was like a art channel. So I was posting like art tutorials and sort of like what's in my art bag, and it was a really cute channel. The second channel was a new channel that I started maybe like a few years later, and I remember talking to my sales strategist at the time, and she was like, okay, where do you think that you should be? I was like, YouTube. She was like, why are you not on it? I don't even remember the answer that I gave her at the time, but point is I knew that I should have been on the platform, but I just didn't get on it at the time. And I did end up making a channel maybe like a few weeks after I got off that call, and I posted like 4 or 5 videos, which are still getting views to this day, by the way. And yeah, I ghosted the channel. Now looking back, I think the reason why I ghosted the channel was, I think the analytics either scared me off, or yeah, I was looking way too much into that and not really knowing how YouTube worked. I think that's the reason why I ghosted the second channel, because the videos on the second channel were actually pretty good. Now with this channel, I actually learned that consistency pays off. So I believe, if I just would have stuck with one of those channels that I started before, then those channels would have been much more along by now. Third thing that I would do is network in the right places. So when I first started, I was networking in a lot of groups that were kind of like referral based, which was cool, but I was basically trying to convince the people whose businesses relied on referrals and had relied on it for the past 25 years, like, okay, you should come get on social media, So they didn't really know the value of it at the time. So it was basically like a race to the end, in my opinion. I mean, I did make a lot of cool contacts there, and I really value the connections that I made, but looking back, I don't think that was maybe like the right place that I should have started networking at. This year, I've actually found networking groups that, align more with the people who actually want to be on social media, where they would be hanging out at. So yeah, if you're networking or thinking about networking more, then definitely choose your spaces that you're networking in carefully, and make sure that, more than a few of your ideal clients are actually hanging out there. Number 4, I wish I would have stuck to what I wanted to do from the beginning. So when I first started my business, I was like, okay, I want to help business owners go on social media so they can tell their stories. But I got so sidetracked from that, from like the beginning to like probably like the middle. I'm back on track now, but like in the middle, definitely sidetracked to that, and like started doing like other activities, like, and taking on other jobs like weddings. But I wish I would have just stuck it through maybe like a little bit more during that time, and like maybe tried to research other ways that I could have made that work. So yeah, definitely sticking to one thing, and then also saying no to anything that did not align with your visions or your goals at that time. Number 5, I wish I had invested in more lead generation strategies, or either a lead generation coach, and figuring exactly how that worked very early on. So basically when I first started, I had a ton of skills in like video editing, videography, social media, but had no idea sort of like how to find people that needed those things. So I knew there was like marketing, and then I knew there was sales, but I didn't know like the thing in the middle, which was lead generation. In my eyes now, lead generation is what bridges the gap sort of with like marketing and sales. So you're marketing to get leads to actually have somebody to sell to. And I didn't understand that at the time. So I would just be like, marketing, 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 but never quite capturing leads informations, or if I wasn't really doing anything with that. So yeah, I wish I would have known much earlier to make that a priority, basically. So yeah, if you're first starting, definitely, practice, learn, and figure out which work best for you. Research to see, which ones are out there. And yeah, just make that a priority early on. So there you have it. 5 different things that I would do differently if I started my business over. Let me know down in the comments which one of these resonate with you the most. And also, if you're looking to use YouTube to generate leads in the future, then make sure you head down to the description box to book a call. Thank you for watching the video, and I'll see you in the next one.